What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Pelk Talk. Today I talked to the shredded, cutted, chiseled Jesse James West. Jesse went viral about 2 years ago going to YouTube and telling you guys that he was done playing Division I lacrosse at Lehigh. Now, Jesse is a health and fitness YouTuber with over 80,000 subscribers and absolutely killing it. This guy has helped me out tremendously in the YouTube game, and I can't wait for you guys to listen to this conversation. Here's my guy, JJ West. What's up, guys? Mitch Pelkey here, back with another episode of Pelk Talk. Today joined by YouTuber, TikToker, influencer Jesse James West. Jess, how you doing, brother?
I am doing fantastic, even better now that I'm on this show. Thank you for having me, man.
Absolutely. Kind of tell the fans a little bit about yourself that might not know you.
All right. So I originally was a lacrosse YouTuber for many, many years. That's how I connected with Mitchell and how I connected with the whole community. Played lacrosse my whole entire life. Played in college. I actually am no longer playing now. This is kind of the announcement a little bit right there. And I'm doing like social media full time. I've become a fitness and nutrition YouTuber, and I do some online coaching and a lot of social media work, promos, all different stuff. But I'm still connected to the community very, very strongly with the lacrosse community, and it'll forever be my blood. But life's going good, and things are killing it. So I see Mitchell's killing it lately. So everything's good,
Talk about blowing up. I mean, I thought
man.
you might have Hollywooded me there for a little bit, but buddy's killing it. It's always any time, hop into it. These past 2 months have just been huge for you. In June, I was doing my research. In June, you had 25,000 subscribers. Now you're almost at 75,000. How crazy has this all been for you?
It's honestly, it doesn't feel real. Like it's wild, and I'm not like super surprised because I've worked many, many years for this, and I knew eventually, all it takes is one video to get going, and that's the truth behind it. Like for anyone that's out there watching, listening to this, is that all it takes one person you meet, one video. You never know when it could happen, and then you just start going, and the momentum will carry you. So I'm so grateful that it happened. Honestly, I feel like the quarantine was like a blessing in disguise to me. Like many negative things going on in the world, but I was able to kind of just like focus on really improving myself and everyone watching it, trying to just bring them up with me. And that's where I try to bring that like community vibe and just really bring some light to some negative things. So
I
it went
like
well.
that's one thing I like about watching your videos. It's never like sad down. It's always like positivity, upbeat, and that's the same thing in my videos. That's what I try to emulate.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you though, you were growing like nuts when we first, like quarantine kind of just started. You started popping off a little bit, and I was like, Mitchell's killing it. I was like, I got to step up the game. Like you literally were like, literally, you inspired me to. I was like, I got to edit better and I got to be more entertaining because this
Yeah.
kid, he knows what he's doing. Mitchell knows.
Honestly, at the end of the day, I feel like it's just all energy. You just got to be upbeat,
Yep,
tempo, and that's all it is. But what
I
do you
agree.
think are some keys that have kind of made you successful through these 2 months and are kind of going to escalate you for the rest of your life, honestly?
So I think like really being a good consumer of media and understanding why others are doing well. I saw you were like you had all these like different style of edits in yours that like where no one was doing. Like we had like some slices through it, like you were chopping up the footage to make it different. And I was like, all right. I was like, so we got to be a little different now. Like we got to try something new. So I was trying new things, and I kind of was like, I'm just gonna put out what I want. I'm gonna just try to help people and entertain them. And that really, I think that's really like shown through my content that I was doing what I really wanted to do. I always wanted to make like a lot more fitness and nutrition, but I didn't really have the time when I was playing lacrosse. But I enjoyed it. So I made lacrosse content during lacrosse because it was just worked out with like scheduling and stuff.
You're good.
Yeah. So it got me to a certain point to then go to the next point. So forever grateful for that. But then one thing that I tell everyone is when quarantine first started and I decided, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go all in. I got nothing else to do. Like I'm gonna be stuck home. All I can do is lift in my basement and eat. So I was like, I'm gonna film this stuff. I'm gonna make it entertaining, and I'm gonna treat it as if I have a million subs. Like if Jesse right now had a million subs, what would he be doing differently? And that's what I did. Like, yeah, there's still more improvement, but I was like, okay, I need to post more often. I need to like scene my videos out, like kind of script it out, like not like what I'm gonna say, but like each flow of the scene needs to be like kind of planned a little bit. Don't just wing it. make it like a movie and think it through. And that's where I was like, all right, these are the steps. Now let's apply it and like
Yeah.
just try.
No,
So
that's one thing I've been trying to do too. I usually just pick up the camera and wing it, but I've kind of write a script and go part by part. It's so much easier. But
yeah, it takes away a little bit of stress too about it.
that is the truth. So how frustrating is it for you that you've been on YouTube for about 4 or 5 years and you've only gained like 25,000, and now these past 2 months you gained 50,000 subscribers?
I mean, all right. So before quarantine, right before quarantine, like a week or two before it started, I literally was this close to quitting YouTube.
Really?
Like I was so close because I only wanted to make fitness and nutrition content anymore. Like it's just what I wanted to do. It was where my passions were ended up leading me, and I felt like I'm running out of ideas for lacrosse. I can't make game day vlogs now that quarantine's about to happen. So like my main content was just kind of done. So I was like, all right, we got to try to put out some fitness stuff. Like I want to do this, and I started putting it out, and it did terrible. Like like I normally would get like 5 to 15K views, like depending on how the video would do, but
Yeah.
this was getting like 1,000, and I was like, what is going on? And I'm a human. I was getting discouraged. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like literally, I was like, I'm done. Like Jesse's career is over. I got nothing. And then one video I did college athlete full day of eating. I tried to bring in college athlete and the nutrition and fitness and see where I can go with it and like bring it together. And then it started catching traction, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep trying. Like maybe it's I shouldn't quit. My friends were all like, dude, you're too deep. Like you can't stop.
Yeah.
And I probably would have came back anyways because I was just still having a moment. But the struggle of being content creators is finding the next bit of content,
No.
enjoying it, and hopefully it does well.
It's like the worst feeling for me is like, oh, I just filmed a sick video, but then there's this little creeping thing in your mind. It's like, oh, what's the next one? What's the next one?
I
It sounds like
know, I know.
honestly never go away though.
I know. It's a driving force. It's like a little driving anxiety, you know?
Yeah.
It pushes you to keep going.
It's good though at the same time. But like I said, everything's
Yeah.
clicking right now. You know, your last 3 videos, 52, 71, 45,000. How does that make you feel that everything's just finally clicking?
It's been a long time coming, and I felt like I've been through a lot to kind of get there, but I'm so grateful. The best part about it, it's like you honestly like you start hitting these higher numbers, and you honestly don't really think about the number that much, and you're thinking that, like it ends up turning into like, wow, these are people, and like all the comments you get, like I'm from Portugal, I'm from Italy, I'm from Australia, and I'm like me? You're watching me? Like,
Yeah.
what are the chances? Like that they're clicking on stuff and they find me. I'm like, this is crazy. So
That's
I love connecting with all of them.
that's good. So do you kind of remember your first video, not recently, but your first video to really take off?
That was Spartan Strings.
Oh, was
We're
it?
throwing it way back. So like Spartan Strings was, if you guys don't know what this is, it was a lacrosse account that me and another Division 1 lacrosse player, Stelios Crudis, had, and we came together. We live in the same town. We were like, let's just make fun lacrosse shooting videos, reviews, and one of them, it was like um, it was just a regular shooting video. No, not really much audio of us speaking. Like just the beginning, saying, "Hey, what's up? This is our shooting video. Welcome to the video." Boom, right into Taiga.
I
I
got
don't even want to say. I don't even want to say the song.
or something.
It was yeah. It was terrible. Like there was some curse words we should have bleeped out. Like we had no idea what we were doing. We just took a song and threw it in there. And we're like, okay, good, post. And
Yeah.
it got like 70K views after like a year, and we're
Really?
like, we made it, like we gotta do this, and that was like kind of just like that little like you get a little rush from those
Yeah.
views, and you're like, I'm doing it.
I like that. That's funny. So kind of off topic here. What's kind of the most consistent hate comment you get?
Okay, there's probably two. There was a lot of it is sometimes I get the consistent the hate on the earring,
Do you? My
like
roommate had one of those. I kind of like it.
yeah, I like the style of it. It doesn't really have too much meaning. It's more just the style of it and kind of being your own person. It's more like symbolization of that, of just don't care what people think and just be you. So I like to rock it. I go to a school where a lot of people have like a lot of guys wear jewelry and like they have like They're kind of glammed up a little bit. So I think it's a cool place. I go to art school, so it's a really awesome community around the school. So we all kind of just express ourselves in different ways.
Okay. So I'm a big fan of the 24-hour challenge with the celebrities going through their routines and everything. You know, what has been the hardest routine to follow?
Uh, ooh, I got to give it to Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
And I got more coming, and I can't discuss it too much, but and they were tough too. But Mark Wahlberg, the 2:30 a.m. wake up, I actually woke up at 2:30. Like it's not even like I faked it. Like I woke up at 2:30, and it was wild. I had no idea. Like by like 2 p.m. I'm like it gotta be. I'm like it's 8 o'clock, right? And I'm like where am I right now? Like I couldn't even think. It was the weirdest feeling. And then that night I just crashed.
Crash. I saw the video.
Yeah.
I saw like midday you had to take a nap. And I was thinking, what was harder, waking
Yeah.
up at 30 or just trying to push through midday?
Pushing through and also like keeping that energy and that content that you were talking about. Like I gotta keep the energy high, but I'm so tired.
I know, yeah. So what has been the hardest video for you to make, you think? Is it the Rock cheat day? Is it the 10,000 calorie challenge?
To make like to film and like perform it was probably the 10K challenge. I went in and I was like, this is nothing. I killed 4,000 calories like it was nothing. And then like by like 6,000, you're like, I'm gonna die. This is too many calories to consume. So that was like really hard to finish.
Okay.
It was definitely fun, but it ruined my appetite for like 2 weeks.
Really?
I didn't want food at all for 2 weeks, but I had to like keep filming other videos. So like I'm sitting there and I'm like, nothing's good anymore.
I know. What was that next day feeling like?
I felt surprisingly pretty good, but then like the leading days like after is when I was just like I don't want food. I'm kind of sluggish, but it eventually like diluted itself out.
Yeah. So you're kind of banging out, let's say, a video every 2 days. You know, how stressful is that for you?
It's pretty stressful. I mean, it's definitely like really rewarding and it's fun, but there's times where I have to just sit there and be like, all right, you can get through this. You got this. Because I'd say editing takes the most time, as you know. Like filming a video all day, like it's fun. You're performing. It's like you know that there's gonna be a result from this. So you're like, let's hit it. And then when you sit down and you're like, all right, I gotta get this thing done. I got 12 hours straight. I gotta edit. And you're like, and it can take a toll on the mind really more than my body. My body feels great. I feel good. I'm happy, but it gets like that mental point. And obviously being a D1 athlete like you are, you know, it's mentally harder than it is physically.
Yeah.
Physically, your body can take so much. Mentally, you gotta remind yourself that you're strong and that you can get through it. And obviously the reward is on the other side of the hard work. So you just gotta keep reminding yourself.
I know it's definitely hard mentally because in high school I did like a 30-day challenge in December or to make a video.
Yeah, I thought about that.
And I was just thinking of you. I was like, that was stressful. And like, I'm winging it every day. And you're coming up with ideas every 2 days. And the videos are averaging like 15 minutes long. So I'm like, I know the stress he's going through. Like, this isn't easy for him.
Yeah, I've been working on like my buddy's in the back right now. He's chopping up a video because I still want to keep my style to it. So I've been trying to get like some more people to just chop it up to take it from like a 2 hour span down to like 30 or like 20, and then I finish it.
Yeah, that's smart.
So that way, and I'm interviewing some people. They send me their work and stuff. So I mean, it's really cool like to be at the point where I'm like, okay, like I can start doing this now, like where I can get people involved, and it's almost like a little bit of a company kind of. It's cool.
Do you think you'll ever have like a full-time editor that after you film, you don't even touch it until it goes out?
It's really hard because I feel like it's
I'm
a piece
so
of like me.
too.
I know. I think I'm definitely gonna have people chop it up, but then I'll put my final touch so it's like it doesn't even look like anyone ever chopped it up. I think if I do, it'll be like one a week, maybe two a week if I'm still pumping three. But I definitely got to be making something. I feel like it's just part of the process that you need to be a part of a little bit at least.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is your video. But one thing I got to ask myself, because this is something I struggle with a lot, is like video ideas. And like we said, you're banging out at least one every 2 days. You know, how do you come up with so many different ideas?
Let me go on. Okay. I'm about to whip out something crazy. Okay, so
Oh,
I have a
okay.
calendar.
Wow. Look at that.
You gotta blur it all. No, I'm kidding. You're good. A lot of these are actually, and you don't have to be too strict. Like, I write down kind of like maybe a nutrition video, a lifting video, a celebrity video, like a collaboration, and I kind of just try to hit those goals. And
Okay.
if I can't hit one of them, then I skip it, and I'm like, all right, let's try to find another one. So like, and we're nearing the end of the month, so I'll probably in like 2 days I'll probably erase this entire thing and kind of just it's just an idea board really,
Yeah.
and that really helps. My friends are always texting me ideas. My mom, me and my mom will go on a morning walk, and literally she's like, we call her my momager. She's like basically my manager, and literally she's like, all right, what celebrity can we do next? And then I'm getting emails from my dad, LeBron James, full day of eating, and I'm like, all right, I'll just do it.
That's sick,
And
Jeff. That
then
makes you feel like so good that your parents are behind you with all this.
yeah, yeah. I mean, at first they were kind of like, what are you doing? Just like having a hobby or something? And then I was like, no, like I'm friends with some bigger YouTubers. I'm like, listen, they're making this much, they're doing this, and they're like, all right, like let's if you're gonna go in, let's dive in.
Yeah, I'll be all.
So
You kind of shoot
my
for.
my mom films most of my videos. It's actually like crazy.
Yeah, yeah, I realize that. I like that. Do you kind of shoot for every 2 days to post?
Yeah, I try to do the every other 2 days, so it's like on, off, off, on, because it gives me a day to film and a day to edit. The past like 2 weeks, so like the past week, I did every other day, so it was like on, off, on, just because I wanted to catch up because I had a really slow week before. And then I have 2 days before this one that I'm coming out tonight, and then I'm gonna try to do another like every other for a few days. I'm just like kind of testing it and just seeing what happens, really.
What do you think will be the end product for you? You think you'll end up just banging out 2 a week, or you think you'll stick with this for a while?
I think I'm gonna stick with three and ride the growth right now. It's been slowing down a little, which is totally understandable. Like you can't expect us to keep going, you know. So I'm gonna continue the three, really try to build myself, especially until school starts, and then especially on my part, I'll definitely make one or two, and then I might have an editor make one.
Okay.
So it might slow down to two, but I'm not planning on doing that until like mid fall. But then I just was talking to my buddy Will Tennyson, and he was telling me that there's like this like a dry season basically right now of YouTube's down. Like during the summer is like the worst time for YouTube, and then winter's like crazy good. So I didn't even know this. Like
I didn't know that.
I was like, there's so much to learn, dude.
No?
What's up?
I thought summer would be the best time, or does he say that because everyone's outside?
I guess because everyone's outside. I don't know though. But then there's a different scenario because everyone was quarantined. So if there was no quarantine, I have no idea where I'd be right now. I could be at 20K still.
Yeah, that's true. How cool is it for you that you finally became a partner and athlete with the company Transparent Labs? Kind of tell the fans a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean that's something I always wanted to do, and it's something I kind of aspired to work for. So when they reached out to me, obviously you gotta try the products, you gotta see if you enjoy them, because I never want to be just spewing stuff out to the public like, oh, buy this, but it's just not what I use. Like I genuinely use the products, so like I was like, all right, this is a good fit. They're actually open about what's in the products, and it was definitely a good starting point for me to get going into like kind of like brand deals and promos, which and soon NCAA athletes will be doing the same thing. So I'm excited to see that stuff come out of the woodwork. So that'll be exciting. But it was like take a moment and like whoa,
Yeah.
like what just like that this is happening.
Yeah. That's cool. And that's cool for me to hear that you like have used their products, you're comfortable with it. You're not just saying, hey, buy this and buy that. But when did you start to really use their products?
So I actually didn't. They reached out to me and they sent me all their products. They were like, They didn't even want me to agree to anything until I tried everything. They were like, here's a care package. And I remember filming this. I was like, my buddy, I was like, get the camera. This stuff just came in. So like, I wanted to document it. And I'm like, all right, now I'm gonna give it like a week of just trying everything out. And luckily, like for me, I like to have coffee. So for like pre-workouts and stuff, I don't really want caffeine in it because I'm already caffeinated from coffee. So luckily, like this company actually has like no caffeine pre-workout. So has the other elements that like get you a better pump and like give you a little more endurance. So I was like, this is really good. Like I can actually say I use this, and I do use that. So and then I always took creatine. I always had protein powder. I do vegan protein powder, and they had both of those. So I was like, just replace it with my normal company that I get it from, and it worked.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
So clothing line is killing it as well. Just released a Relentless collection earlier this month. How did you kind of come up with Dubs clothing?
So it's funny. So like it all started at Lehigh, my former first college that I went to. I was playing lacrosse there, and everyone called me this name came out of nowhere. No one's ever called me this my whole life. They go JJ Dubs. Like that was my nick. My name wasn't Jesse. It was JJ Dubs. And then I was like, all right. And then on YouTube, I started being like, everyone comment below JJ Dub Squad. And then I was like, that's too long.
Yeah.
So then it went just to Dub Squad. And then I always wanted to have like kind of like sort of merch, but I wanted to have a little bit more like I don't know, corporate or like just a little bit more branding to it than just my name.
Yeah.
And I do plan on doing some other merch soon, like real like merch. And then I was like, I was trying to find names, and it just came to me like these type of things. When you're looking for a name for something, I feel like when you're trying to just stare at the paper and write a bunch of things down, it never comes to you. It's one of those things that you're sipping on a slushie that you just bought down on the boardwalk, and you're like, wait, you're like, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And then it just happens. And then I was like, let's run with it. Let's try it. And I went into it as a learning experience. I knew I wasn't going to kill it right away. I was like, let's just learn some business stuff, learn how to brand, learn how to market. I can use this on my resume and like for jobs and everything. And then it kind of just turned into a little bit more of like a side hustle business thing.
Yeah. Do you think you'll stick with that for a while?
I think for right now, I'm definitely going to keep the name and try to run with it. I don't know. It could change in the future, but for right now, it's gonna stick with Dub's company.
Sweet. So
what do you think of it?
I like it. I think it's cool. I try to do my own merch, and obviously now I can't with the whole Instagram, which kind of blows. But I think it's cool. I like the aspect that you said you don't really want it to be along like with your name, and like for me, it's like all about my name. So I think that's cool for hearing a different perspective.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people have merch and it's just their name on it, but I feel like if you have a company that represents your name, it's like a different like connection. I don't know. It was an idea that I wanted to like kind of just attack.
Are you glad you did it though?
Yeah, for sure. And it's been fun doing it, and I've learned a lot. I've been kind of like talking to people that like are like somewhat mentors about like how to do the next step, how to get it overseas, and how to get the pricing down and the right printing. And it's definitely it's so like difficult to find all the information. So if you have someone to like help you, finding a mentor is huge. It's literally like when you first step on as a freshman on the field, like there's always that older guy that's like, you're my guy, I'm gonna take care of you. Yeah. And you go to him, I'm sure you already have an idea of who you're thinking about.
Yeah. No, that's all you need though, is that mentor helps out so much.
Totally.
But I feel like a lot of fans don't really know about the TikTok game. You have 190,000 followers. Why did you kind of hop on that TikTok wave?
It started in January. I was making cringy TikToks, nothing too cringy, but like just like trying to be funny. It was just not funny. Like I make skits with my friend, and they were terrible. Like I had no idea what I was doing, and I'm like, this is the way you get like a ton of followers on TikTok. And so like that all just kind of like, I was like, all right, that's not gonna happen. My buddies were doing a bunch of fitness stuff, and he told me, Jess, why don't you just try it out? Post a workout routine. I was like, all right, like I'll give it a shot. Why not? Yeah. I post like 3 workout routines, 3 days in a row. They start going up, and I'm in Colorado at this point, which is a huge fitness hotbed, and TikTok tracks your location, but so like it feeds you people around you. So I wonder if that's why one of my TikToks, because it went viral. Like overnight, woke up, had 288K, had like 40K followers, and I was like, so this is what Gary Vee's talking about. I was like, so maybe he is right.
I know, right?
And then it just kept going, and I was like, and at the time I thought, okay, don't post anything, don't distract from it. Let's let this ride. And I regret doing that. I wish I posted more around it, because they would have all just kept going. But it all turned out pretty well. And then I just was like, all right, we got a following now, and now we got to post.
Yeah, that probably helped you with YouTube. That first video that went viral in June. Now you've just been banging out content.
Exactly.
So last question before we hop into some lacrosse talk.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest thing about a YouTube video? This is what I asked from myself. Is it the thumbnail, or is it the tags, the description, or is it the actual video content?
Cool. That's a tough one. All right. The main things that I focus, and I have it written down above me on a sticky note. I got this from Colin and Samir, old lacrosse YouTubers, the OGs.
Yeah.
It's title, thumbnail, then content. So like, I don't make a video unless I have the title written down, the thumbnail concepted, and then I script the video.
Oh.
I sometimes it comes in different orders, but I won't start filming until I have all three components at least somewhat like made in my head.
Okay.
I think it would be thumbnail and title are really gonna grab, and you got to use the right words and the right like images to really like pop, and then it's gonna be the content to back it up to get them to subscribe.
Learn something every day. I love that.
Dude, there's more. It's crazy.
All right, so let's hop into some lacrosse talk.
Let's do it.
Said, growing up in Jersey, playing lacrosse your whole life. That summer, going into freshman year, you're 15, you commit to Lehigh. I'm in the same boat. That summer, going into freshman year, I commit to Ohio State. Just tell the fans how stressful that summer was.
It was wild. Oh, dude.
I know.
I'm reliving it in my head right now. It was the pressure of every showcase. I was at showcases like the amount of YouTube videos I'm putting out right now. I was at showcases.
Yeah.
And like I feel bad for my parents. They were driving me everywhere. Like you can't drive. Paying for hotels. It's crazy. But I mean, like obviously it brought me to where I am now, so I'm still grateful for it. And then for anyone else that was trying to get recruited, you have to do it. You got to go to showcases left and right. The amount of events that I missed in high school and hanging out with friends I couldn't go to was insane. But like, you got to think about your goals and make sacrifices. I talk about it a lot, and I have it written down. I'm a big advocate of writing things down, like quotes, goals, everything. And I wrote down, remember why you started and just do it. Okay. So like when you think, I kind of want to go hang out with my friends, and I'm like, remember why you started. You got to just do it. Like you got to do it. Take away the emotion from it and push. And that's what it was. And it was very stressful in the moment. It was very stressful even after. I know. But it adds, like we talked about earlier, that little bit of stress, a little bit of anxiety. It pushes you to the next level.
Yeah. No, I just remember like graduating from middle school, and then like every week, and every weekend after that, you're like in Baltimore, in Philly, in Maryland, these lacrosse tournaments, and it's just like you make it to the semis or the championship of a tournament, and then you got like 40 coaches, and you can't mess up, or else you're not going to play in college. It's just like having that.
It's wild.
Stressful. At 15, it's just like you don't even have your permit yet to drive. So I'm really glad that the rules got changed and everything.
Same. They needed to be changed. Like my path, which I'm happy my path went the way it is because I'm in the position I am. But if I always say this, I say if the rules were in place when I was in high school, I would have went to a different school. I would have my life would be like way over here. And who knows if it's good or bad? I have no idea. But it's just crazy. Like 15-year-old Jesse was nowhere near the same as 18-year-old Jesse when he's going to college.
Where do you think you would have gone?
I always say Udale.
Really?
Yeah.
You still would have played lacrosse?
I mean, I would at least been trying to play there because that's one of the schools I had an offer from.
Yeah.
And I thought immediately, too big, too much fun, can't do it. Yeah. But then you don't realize like you can go to a big school that's extremely fun, and you don't have to go out. Like you don't have to do those things. Because I was 15, I was like party, scary, like going out, scary. But like, that's not what you think college is. It's not always like that, especially as an athlete. You're busy all the time, No,
that's the truth. But so a year and a half ago, you go to YouTube and tell everyone you decide to quit playing D1 lacrosse at Lehigh. Was that a hard decision for you to make?
Oh yeah, that was quite the topic. hot topic at the dinner table and everything. I mean, my parents supported it. They definitely wanted me to be happy. And the way things were going, it wasn't the place. It wasn't the place for me, and it wasn't the path for me. And that's one of the main like kind of themes in that video is that like I'm not quitting. Let me rephrase that. I wasn't just picking up and leaving like I'm out. Like it was like a shift in my path.
Yeah.
I was going D1. I tried it. I'm happy I tried it because if I didn't try it, I could have regrets. And then I just shifted, went D3, and obviously now life shifted again, and I'm going a different way. And that's life. Change is inevitable.
And I rewatched that video of you kind of announcing it. You said, senior year, that summer going in to your freshman year, you weren't really all that excited to play or to go to Lehigh. Do you regret like backing out then, or are you glad you got a fall under your belt?
I feel like I'm happy I got a fall under my belt. It changed me for the better.
Yeah.
I understood real life and reality way more than I ever have. I grew up in a great area, and it gave me a lot of like, I guess I could say privileges and not really many hardships. And then you go and you get kicked in the face and you experience what real life is like, and you understand you have to take actions for your life to get where you want to be and to change things. So if anyone out there is in a place where you don't want to be, it's up to you to take responsibility and shift your life for the better. So that's what if I never happened, I would never learn that valuable lesson.
Yeah, who knows? That's cool. I like that. So why did you
crazy stuff.
Why did you decide to attend Montclair State?
So it's like 45 minutes from home, and I knew it was like a safer route to go. Another place, not everyone knows this, another place I was looking at and I was talking to the coach was Tampa. And I was gonna go to Tampa, but the chance that I would hate it there, or not hate, but a chance I wouldn't enjoy myself there and have to transfer again, I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to transfer once. I'm just going to go somewhere I know it's good. I have friends there. The coach was amazing. Still is an awesome guy, Matt Poske. Shout out to him. And he took me under. I called him and he's like, let's do it. You got a spot in the roster, a spot in the locker room. Come out. You're on the team. Just fight for a spot and see where it takes you. So I was like, I'm all in. Let's do it. And I enjoyed playing at Montclair. It was great.
So will we see a video coming up here that you're not going to play, or what?
Debating.
Okay.
Debating. It'll be announced, but I haven't decided how I want to announce it yet.
Okay.
I mean, people are going to know after this, but that's no problem.
Yeah.
But an official thing, I have an idea of what I might do. I could tell you off the record.
Okay.
So keep an eye out, everyone.
I like that. Yes, sir. Working out and lacrosse have kind of always been your thing, your two things in life. When did kind of working out become bigger than lacrosse?
I would say when I was 17, that's when it started to really, really go. Because when you're into like bodybuilding, powerlifting, it's that progress that you just get addicted to. Like you score 3 goals in a game, you score 1 goal the next game, you're like, are you kidding? They're like, that was terrible. I have to get 3 goals. So like it's that like little like those numbers really get me going. So when I was 17, I started seeing like a lot of progress. I started growing a little bit on social media. I saw all these older guys at social media, and I was like, I could do that. Like I know I see myself doing that in a few years. I just got to get there. So it really started consuming, my day to day in a good way, and it kept me, out of trouble. It kept me healthy and happy. Made me make some new friends and stuff, and that's when it really started kicking. That I was like, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. But I still loved lacrosse, So I'd always, it was always a battle of, I'm overtraining myself because I'm doing too much, but I want to play lacrosse and I want to perform well. So it's this constant like, I'm overtrained, pull back too much. Now I'm doing too much lacrosse and I want to lift more. So it's a back and forth, and that it was tough. But I mean, I managed to go pretty far in like a longevity of it,
Yeah. So last question before we hop into fan talk, questions of the fans.
Oh, I'm pumped for that.
Yeah. And so last question, this is kind of one I really want to know. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Cool. all right. I'm gonna speak it out into existence. I'm gonna speak it confidently. I'm gonna have 1 million subscribers.
Okay.
Um, over 500K on Instagram. I'm gonna be happy. That's the most important thing. You put that as number one. Because if you're not happy, it's like these other things don't matter. I'm gonna hopefully have a girlfriend.
Love that. I love that. I was about to ask you.
a nice girlfriend that can help me film. I'm kidding, But like actually though, have a nice relationship, be building that. I'll be 25 by then. 3 businesses with my hands in it, whether that's owning them or 3 major streams of revenue.
Okay.
And just crushing it, but enjoying it. And most importantly, like I want to be doing it with my friends.
Yeah.
I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be a lonely, successful person. There's no fun in that.
That's true. You think you'll still be pushing out the same type of content?
I mean, only time will tell.
That's right. I like that. Sweet.
My goal is to be a Logan, like not necessarily Logan Paul, but like that quick content eventually, that entertainment, but with fitness.
Okay.
Like both. That like boom, bang, bang.
Maybe we can see you and Jake Paul in the ring one day.
Let's make it happen. Jake Paul, if you're watching this, coming for you.
All right, let's hop into fan talk. Fans DM me some questions some good questions. You'll like them here too. But let's start off. Slaughter Gang 06 asks, when are you and Jesse going to work out together?
That's got to be ASAP.
That will be soon.
For real. Me and Mitchell, we were texting the other day about trying to find some time to meet up and stuff.
Yeah, maybe a little hype house in the future.
I'm telling you, five years from now, there'll be a hype house.
I like that.
You're gonna be it, dude. I'm telling you, you got the personality. You're gonna be. If you push, you'll be big.
Content is flowing every day in that house. I like.
You're gonna have the freaking Logan Paul, David Dobrik content. You're gonna be the next David Dobrik.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Let's hit it. Come on.
And, Drew Beal 52 asks, how do you balance sports and working out and school?
Schedule out your day extensively and very detailed. I would, whether it's in your head or it's on your phone or in your notes, you just gotta. I like to plan in, and I plan in little breaks for myself in case something gets messed up. That break's either gone, or I make sure I get that break because you gotta have a little bit of chill time throughout the day too. But I think scheduling it and kind of always having a game plan, even when you think you really can't have a plan, come up with the slightest bit of a plan, and you'll still go farther.
Okay. Are you a big Google Calendar guy? Or are you
surprisingly no? I'm more like I just write it down. I like to write.
Okay. Do you plan in like breaks for you at night, or are you just like, all right, wake up and I'm just going until I go to sleep?
Lately, it's going until I go to sleep. I need to start playing. I used to, and then things got crazier and crazier. So I was like, all right, we're just gonna go.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna start planning those in. I need to plan in my Warzone time. I haven't played my Xbox in forever.
No, you need a little break. Come on.
Yeah, right.
So Waffle House USA asks, why does he keep talking about a girlfriend? Like we get it. Join the club. We're all in the same club here.
Because it's relatable and we're all in this together.
I know.
That's why.
There you go.
And also because I actually do get like some girlfriend applications, so it's getting me one step closer.
There you go. Always working. Paul Tube asks, I get Jesse's blown up with the fitness content, but will he ever make any more lax content?
I don't know. I think there'll be features.
Yeah.
Like there'll be features in it.
Video about it.
But what's that?
You don't think there'll ever be just like a certain video about lacrosse?
Unless it hits me that I really want to make that video, I don't think so. I think I have more of a fitness and nutrition fan base now than I did lacrosse. So I feel like it almost like people wouldn't really. I don't even know if people know that I played in the past. Like some people might not even know that unless they look back.
Yeah.
So, but there's no determined answer. I would say maybe some Instagram content.
Okay.
The IG might be getting some lacrosse stuff.
I like that.
Some pickup game action, a little GoPro action, maybe that.
Okay. Jared Mahome 21 asks, 1v1 in hoops, who's winning?
Nope. You.
Really?
I'm so bad.
Are you really?
Oh, dude, I'm horrible. I can't do layups.
What's a sport besides lacrosse that you're good at?
I'm better at like extreme sports.
Okay.
like skateboarding, snowboarding, skiing. I used to be pretty good at football. I'll give myself that. Stopped playing in high school, but
Okay.
I'd say football just because the athleticism, like that portion.
Yeah.
But baseball, I used to struggle hitting a baseball. How do I even play lacrosse? I don't even know how I was like decently good at lacrosse. I couldn't tell you.
So Dan Kiki asked, would you want to go pro out of Montclair State? If you had that opportunity before this all kind of blew up, let's say you were a senior and you had the opportunity to go to the PLL, would you have?
I think I would.
Yeah.
I think that it doesn't hurt.
I think that
It'd be fun.
Point of just like, if I had this opportunity and I said no, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I would definitely do it because I would at least try it, like you said.
Nick Callis asked, does Jesse strive to be as big and ripped as Mitchell Pelkey?
I don't think that's possible because I can't get to that point.
Okay.
Pelkey's too shredded.
When I watch your videos, I'm just like I work out, but I was blessed with like just like thick jeans. And like I feel like you obviously had to like work more towards it, but like I'm just like thankful I'm just
You got a solid foundation for sure.
Yeah. What would you say is harder? Is it cutting or putting on muscle?
It used to be cutting because I just loved food.
Yeah.
And then Fat Jesse made a little redemption on me, and I had to lose that. Once I got to Montclair, I put on like 10 pounds, and I was like, whoa. And then I would say putting on size is now harder just because I've been doing it for so long that it's like it gets more difficult as it goes on to get bigger and bigger and bigger because you kind of hit that like genetic potential. So it's definitely getting a little harder to put on size.
Yeah.
Especially my calves, they just won't grow. I don't even want to talk about it.
That's funny. Next question is from Lefty Tackman at Ohio State. My big brother Jackson Reed asked, train your calves.
Every day. Every day.
No progress or what?
There's some. There's definitely some over the years. They're definitely more defined, especially as I'm leaner right now. But I don't measure them because I don't want to hurt my ego too much.
Okay. You think they're the hardest muscle to train?
I think so, and I think it's just because you walk on them all the time. They're just like they're resilient to grow. Like they're like yeah, that's all you got. Keep coming.
Sweet. Well, JJ, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. Where can the fans find you?
You guys can find me on YouTube, just Jesse James West. You put that in the search bar, I got you. Instagram or TikTok at Jesse James West. You can even add me on Snapchat, Jesse43West. Feel free. I talk to you guys there.
Watch the podcast. So come on, dive in.
Dude, if they're not watching this, I'm going to make sure that everyone that's following me is watching this. This is a killer podcast. Mitchell Pelkey's headed to the top. He's going to be the next David Dobrik. Give him 5 years. Just trust me.
That's the goal. Jess, I appreciate you coming out, man. Thank you.
Dude, thank you, man.